here at Fast Casual 2018. I'm Jeff Bradbury with Hughes, and with me is Josh Boshard from Foods Group. He's the Chief Operating Officer, and he's going to share with us some of his insights. Josh, it's a multi-brand organization. What sets your organization apart in the marketplace? How do you think kind of brings it your special sauce?
Yeah, it's an interesting piece. As a restaurateur, you go in the morning early, you do everything that you need to do all day long, you're hiring and firing employees, and at the end of the night you don't want to do taxes or payroll. And Foods Group has the established process, whether it's facility management, marketing and advertising, financials, just the support center to help our general managers in the stores be able to do what they do best. That's service the customers. So that's our secret sauce. We put all of our technology, we put all of our resource into helping our brands succeed so that then they can succeed within the four walls.
And I was reading up on your website a little bit, and you kind of had this idea about this family, about how you tie together both within for Foods Group itself, but also with your franchisees and your restaurant partners. You guys really do see yourselves working as a team.
We do. We spend a lot of time talking about the things that are going to make our partners in the business successful, and we give them the tools to be able to do that.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like it's working. I saw the Ernst & Young notice about being one of the top entrepreneurial companies, and so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Our CEO is Andrew Smith. He's dynamic as can be, and so it's a big award to get Entrepreneur of the Year with Ernst & Young, and we look to his leadership, and he makes the difference.
Talking a little bit about the technology, and we're here at a conference where we've heard a lot about technology. The restaurant industry has taken on a lot of different technology. A lot of things are changing very, very quickly. Restaurants are being challenged what to take on, what to do, how to best employ it. What have you seen as the largest transition or largest change in terms of technology impacting the way you run your restaurants?
I think it's been revolving around the POS. Legacy systems seem to be around for a long time, and they had a lynch hold on the market. We've been working with a lot of different POS, and because we have so many different brands, we purchased those brands, and they have different POS within their those stores. So we've taken a deep dive into what it takes to make something work. Taking POS to the cloud and doing it a little bit different. Starting to see a lot of iOS-based POS systems come into play. And we're really impressed with what it takes for the POS. Now you don't have to have so much back-end infrastructure to be able to make it work. And that's making a difference, especially for us as we're trying to scale businesses.
Well, it's interesting because I think what you just sort of described was actually two major transformations. One is this idea of the POS system being the cornerstone of what's going on in the restaurant, and the other is this idea of cloud services. Understanding the POS piece and the legacy implications and how that's changing is one question. Can you talk a little bit about your cloud journey and what you're seeing as the advantages and some of the challenges in taking on cloud POS as well as other cloud services?
Right, the cloud data is something that we're both afraid of and trying to embrace. The security around it is a big deal, and we're always looking to shore that foundation up. But having that data to be able to go out and reach your customers is an absolute asset to not only our C-suite team to make those decisions, but then allow them to help implement that within the stores. You have to have that big data. Everyone's talking about it. And the only way to do it is to pull it out and be able to use it.
Okay, and then back to the POS question. We're thinking of front of house and like you said, the centrality of POS and almost everything that happens in the front of the house. What are you looking? You mentioned changing, ultimately trying to change through to some new POS systems. What are you looking for? What do you think is the net benefit or the net upside to some of the new things you're looking for these newer POS systems to deliver?
Yeah, for us, speed of service is the biggest deal. And so if you can really allow your customers to make it just a simple transaction, you can get people through the line and give them a quality product. We're looking for a system that allows us to do that. And so on the POS side, there's a lot of great benefit out there with the companies who are making a difference. We're trying to just harness that power and deliver it to the customer.
Okay. And then staying on this sort of tech trend idea, right? Managing technology is always a challenge. And when it was just a POS system, maybe you did a lot of that on your own. It's a POS system, other integrated components, other cloud components maybe with loyalty or, as you said, big data. Do you currently use, or have you thought about how you'd go move to a shared services model or maybe a managed service provider that offloads some of that challenge and some of that complexity and allows you guys to maybe refocus a bit more internally on the business itself?
Yeah, it's great that you asked that question. When we first began this journey, we had one brand. And in the last 2 years, we've added 5 brands. So we've had to utilize third-party outsourced managed service providers. We have network admins now that we brought in-house. And it's a lot of work, but it makes a difference, right? You have to have it, and we talk about it. The risk factor right now is extreme. There's a lot of spam going on and a lot of hackers, and it affects every element of restaurant. And so we're trying to protect our customer, number one, in being able to do what we're trying to do.
And from a multi-brand standpoint, do you try to provide sort of a central capability for Foods Group that each of your brands takes on, or does each brand have a certain different flavor that they run? Do you do it as a central service?
Yeah, it really it depends on the brand's culture, and some of the restaurants that we own are quick serve, and some are on the very opposite end of almost fine dining, but luxe casual type. Okay. And so every POS is a little bit different, and so we're trying to make it one system work for them all. I just don't think there's one out there that can do it, and so we're right in the middle of making that transition.
Okay. And since you're in the middle of that transition, lessons learned or anything you'd share in terms of how you compare technologies or some of the challenges you think about when you're ready to adopt that you want to double check the box and make sure this is absolutely the way I want to go?
I think trusting, as my insight is, trusting a salesman is not the greatest way to do it. The best thing that you can do is reach out to the brands who are actually using whatever system it is, right? Whether it's POS or managed services or risk providers. The opportunity is to go out, talk to everyone who's doing what they're doing. And that's one of the greatest things of going to a conference like this, is being able to look at a brand that has 40 restaurants and they've grown 10 in the last year and say, what are they doing? How are they doing it? And having the opportunity to walk up to their CIO or COO and talk through some of the solutions that they've seen and some of the mishaps that they've taken so that you don't have to do that same thing.
Yeah, well, I think learning from other people's I don't want to say mistakes, but challenges is certainly a much faster path to get to where you want to be ultimately. Back to this idea of the way technology is permeating sort of every aspect of the restaurant, and of course we haven't even talked about or gotten to the thick part of the curve for IoT, but certainly the back of house with IoT and smart kitchens and everything is coming. It's just going to double probably again the number of things that are happening, the number of technology devices in the restaurant. How do you prepare your digital infrastructure? How do you think about, network growth and security issues have sort of doubled or tripled over the last couple of years, or certainly strong double-digit growth year over year. So how do you make sure that infrastructure is there, so it's when you need to go to that next step, add the next thing, grow to the next place, get that digital infrastructure where you need it to be? Yeah,
when we first started looking at, like you were talking about IoT, we said, all right, let's figure out how to do it in-house, and we started going down that road and quickly realized that it's much bigger than what we can do. And what our focus is restaurant, not on building an IoT infrastructure. And so we've gone out to third parties. There's a great security all-in-one service company called Savvy, and we rely tremendously on them to make that all happen, whether it's IoT or security or alarm or remote access control. They're handling it for us, and we know that they can do it, so it makes our job that much easier.
Great. Lastly, just thinking, again, the pace of change has been remarkable for the last 5 years, 7 years, and I don't think it's slowing down. Where are you looking down the road 2-3 years out? What do you think is the next thing that's coming that you think is going to shape the technology implications for how you operate your restaurants?
Yeah, one thing that we've always dealt with is the fact that people want to call into the restaurants and place orders or understand what's on the menu. That's typically in the past been put to call centers. I'm excited about the future of voice and Alexa, right, and online ordering. I think that's the next big trend.
Great. Well, thank you. That was the last question. I appreciate your time here today. Again, this is Fast Casual 2018. I'm Jeff Bradbury with Hughes, talking to Josh Boshard from Foods Group about technology and technology in the restaurant industry.